Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized you're only existing, not truly living? Days turn into weeks. Weeks blur into months. Years vanish in the blink of an eye. And one morning, you wake up and whisper, "How many years have I already lost?" Seneca, the Roman philosopher from 2000 years ago, warned us we tremble at little things, yet live as if we have endless tomorrows. Think back to yesterday. How many times did you promise yourself, "Tomorrow I'll start working out. Tomorrow I'll call the one I love. Tomorrow I'll write the first page." But then what tomorrow came, and you whispered again, "Tomorrow." This isn't laziness, it's sweet procrastination, a liar whispering, "Relax, you can do it later." But that later never arrives. Seneca wrote, "Men do not truly live, they only delay living." And you see it now. Time isn't stolen. It isn't taken away by some outside force. It disappears because of our own choices. Every hour we hand it over willingly to delay. Picture your life as a house. Each day you could lay a brick, just one. But when you delay, the foundation stays empty. Then one morning you look around. Your friends have built strong homes of their own, and you're still standing on bare ground holding unfinished dreams. The deepest pain isn't failure, it's regret. Oliver Wendell Holmes called it the song still trapped inside every heart. The books never written, the businesses never built, the dreams never lived. That is the heaviest burden a soul can carry. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful emperor of Rome, wrote in his private journal, "When dawn comes, do not hesitate to rise. I rise to do the work of a human being, not the work of a king, not the work of a celebrity, the work of a human being, to live, to build, to grow." But what about us? We repeat the same empty cycle. Wake up. Go to work on autopilot. Consume meaningless distractions. Go to sleep. Call it a day. No growth in spirit, no growth in mind, no growth in emotion or finances. We've accepted comfort as a form of frozen life. But if you're still listening, you are not like the crowd, because inside you, there's still a fire. That quiet anger that whispers, "I was born for more than this." And that's the message I want to send you now. You've waited long enough. It's time to start, not with some dramatic leap, but with small, decisive steps, every single day. Stoicism never told us to wait for inspiration. It teaches urgency, not panic, not frenzy, but the clear awareness that time is the only resource, and it is slipping away. Epictetus, the slave who became a philosopher, once asked his students, "How long will you wait before you demand the best from yourself?" That question is for you. And for me. How long will you wait? 1 more year, 10 more years, until you look back and see there's no time left to begin. The Stoics teach us this: life is short, but enough if you use it wisely. You can act right now. Lay the first brick, write the first page, train for 10 minutes, make that phone call. Every action today is a declaration: I live, I build, I will not wait for tomorrow. So comment below, "I act today." Write it. Say it out loud. Because when you declare it, you begin the change. And if you want to keep walking this journey with me, the Stoic path, the path of discipline, the path of living awake, hit subscribe. This is not just another motivational video. This is a call to action. Your life is under construction. Brick by brick. Decision by decision. Day by day. Don't let another day slip away meaningless. Begin right now. And this journey can only begin in one place with you. The first stage is learning to master yourself. Starting with this, never negotiate with laziness. Have you ever promised yourself, tomorrow I'll wake up early, tomorrow I'll work out, tomorrow I'll start writing that book? Then morning comes, the alarm rings, you hit snooze and whisper, just 5 more minutes. You're not alone. Even Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, ruler of an empire, fought that same moment. He wrote, "At dawn, when you don't want to get up, remember this, I rise to do the work of a human being." If the most powerful man in the world had to fight laziness, what makes you think you'll escape it? Laziness is not just lying on the couch. It's a thief. It steals your time. It robs your opportunities. But worst of all, it strips away your trust in yourself. Every time you promise and then delay, "I'll do it, but not today," you send yourself a message, "I can't trust my own word." And that's how self-respect erodes. One snoozed alarm, one skipped workout, one unfinished project. Do you remember the last time you were truly disappointed in yourself? Laziness doesn't wear a single mask. It has many faces. Physical, a heavy body always finding excuses to stay still. Mental, endless plans, zero action. Thinking instead of doing. Emotional, avoiding hard conversations. Afraid of conflict, afraid of pain. Spiritual, neglecting to ask, am I really living by my values? Look back at your week. Which one caught you? 1, 2, or all of them? The Stoics didn't see discipline as punishment. They saw it as honor. Discipline means when I give my word, I keep it. When I say I will do it, I do it. That's how you build trust with yourself. And believe me, there is no achievement greater than trusting your own word. Without discipline, you are a slave to bad habits, to moods, to procrastination. With discipline, you take back control. Discipline is not a chain. Discipline is freedom. You ask, so how do I stop negotiating with laziness? 4 steps. Step 1. Expect resistance. Don't be surprised when your body and mind scream, don't do it. Too tired. Start tomorrow. Marcus heard it too. The difference, he didn't negotiate. Step 2. Build habits. Independent of feelings. You don't need inspiration to act. You just need to act. Like brushing your teeth. No motivation required. You just do it. Step 3. Reduce distractions. Want to read? Don't keep your phone in your hand. Want to work out? Lay out your clothes the night before. Your environment shapes your strength more than you think. Step 4. Turn discomfort into proof of growth. Sore muscles. You're getting stronger. Mental strain. You're learning. Heart pounding in a hard conversation, you're growing. Every discomfort is a medal. Wear it with pride. Picture this. You're locked in a strange prison. Walls made of pillows. Mattress soft and warm. You're comfortable, but you're not free. That's what the comfort of laziness really is. Discipline is the key. Hard to turn. But when the lock opens, the door bursts wide and you step into freedom. Freedom to live a life you choose. Not a life chained by bad habits and broken promises. Be honest. How many times this month have you bargained with laziness? How many times did you choose comfort now over freedom later? The Stoics would say enough. It's time to stop negotiating. Every morning when the alarm rings, you face a small battle. Win that battle, you win the day. Win the day, you win your life. So here's what I want you to do. Write it in the comments below, or say it out loud. Right now, I do not negotiate with laziness. Declare it. Hear yourself say it. Let others see your commitment. That's the first step. And if you want to keep walking this path with me, the the path of discipline, the Stoic path, hit subscribe. This isn't about quick motivation. This is about tools, philosophy, action. Remember this: laziness has 4 faces. Every time you give in, your self-respect erodes. Discipline is not a prison, it's the key to freedom. The battle begins the moment you open your eyes, and the only question is, will you negotiate or will you rise? The future doesn't bargain, it only rewards those who act. So, begin today. And even if you've already conquered laziness, the next battle is far tougher. Principle 2. Learn to master boredom, the place where all true greatness is built. Do you know why most people never reach greatness? It's not because they lack intelligence. It's not because they lack opportunity. It's because they can't stand boredom. They quit the moment the work becomes repetitive, the moment the novelty fades, the moment the road stretches long and endless with no glittering lights ahead. What about you? Do you have the patience to walk through that desert of boredom, the very ground where greatness is forged? Look at the geniuses, the world champions, the entrepreneurs who rise to the top. You think they live in constant inspiration, in endless excitement. The truth, the opposite. They repeat the same things: hours of dull practice, early mornings in silence, motions that seem meaningless until they are perfected. Greatness doesn't come from bursts of brilliance. It comes from patience through boredom. We live in a strange age. Everything around us is designed to keep us addicted to dopamine. Scroll your feed, every swipe a new world. Short videos, 5 seconds then, gone, 10 seconds, then skip. Emails, messages, notifications pulling us in every direction. And the result? We lose the ability to stay with one thing. We lose patience for repetition. We lose the power to go deep. That's why only a rare few can endure the ordinary. And those few, the ones who can, are the ones who create greatness. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, a man who could have indulged in endless luxury, wrote in his journal, "It is not death we should fear, but never beginning to live." And real living in his eyes from the outside looks boring. Hours of silent reflection, the same drills and martial training over and over, shaping body and will. Habits carried out day after day after day, no fireworks, no applause. But it was precisely that steady, ordinary life that shaped one of history's greatest minds. Think back to the last time you quit. Was it because it was too hard, or because it was too boring? You picked up the guitar full of excitement, but after weeks of repeating the same notes, you stopped. You hit the gym dreaming of a new body. But after months of the same movements, you lost patience. You launched a project. But when it demanded hours of tedious work, you said, "I lost my spark," and walked away. Boredom is the gatekeeper. Those who push through enter the land of achievement. Those who quit remain stuck in half-finished beginnings. So I ask you, are you committed to a goal deeper than temporary entertainment? The Stoics remind us boredom is not the enemy. It's the proof. Proof that you're moving in the right direction. Proof that you've moved past the surface and are digging into the core. Here's how to practice it. Accept boredom as a sign of progress. Sore muscles mean growth. Boredom means you've gone further than others. Stick to habits daily. Don't ask, "Do I feel like it today?" Ask, "Did I do what needed to be done?" Measure by progress, not by excitement. You don't need fun every day. You just need to be 1% better. Practice deep presence. When you wash dishes, just wash dishes. When you train, just train. When you read, just read. Bring your full attention into the act. And when you show up, fully boredom transforms into peace. Picture yourself building a temple. No single brick looks impressive. Every day you lay another. Repetitive, plain. Others scoff. Too boring. I quit. But 10 years later, you stand before a magnificent structure, and they, with their dozens of abandoned starts, they stand on empty ground. Greatness is not built on sparks of inspiration. It's built on ordinary days with extraordinary consistency. So remember, big achievements equal sign patience with boredom. Modern life keeps you addicted to stimulation, drains your focus. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, true living may look boring, but it creates greatness. Boredom is the test. Pass it, and you'll find freedom and achievement. So from today on, when boredom comes, don't quit. Smile and say, "This is proof I'm on the right path." And I want you to declare it right now. Write it in the comments, or say it out loud. I embrace boredom. I build greatness from it. Declare it, so you hear it, so others see your commitment. And if you want to keep walking this path with me, the Stoic path, the path of discipline, the path of building greatness from ordinary days, hit subscribe. Because here, we don't live off fleeting inspiration. We live by steady, conscious consistency. Greatness isn't in fireworks. It's in the ordinary days. And today, you can begin. Step forward. Stay steady. Master boredom. And once you've learned to embrace boredom, the next challenge is even harder. Principle 3. Don't sit around waiting for motivation. Be the one who creates momentum in your life. Have you ever told yourself, when I feel inspired, I'll start. When I have motivation, I'll work out. I'll write. I'll change. But that motivation never shows up. Do you see it? You're waiting for a guest who will never knock on your door. The question is, will you wait your whole life, or will you create momentum? Today, society tells you this myth. Successful people are always overflowing with motivation. They wake up with fire in their chest. They work with endless excitement. The truth wrong. They don't start with motivation. They start with action. Motivation doesn't lead. Motivation shows up after you move. Think about the last time you dragged yourself to the gym, tired, unmotivated, but 10 minutes in, sweat pouring, heart-pounding energy flooding back. That's proof. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. The Stoics knew this thousands of years ago. They didn't wait for inspiration to live by their values. They believed discipline first, feelings follow. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, wrote, "When dawn breaks and you don't want to rise, remember I rise to do the work of a human being. No inspiration needed, no perfect reason, just the work." That repetition shaped his identity, a disciplined man, a man of action. You don't need one giant leap to change your life. You need small, steady steps. 10 minutes of exercise, 30 minutes of learning, 15 minutes reviewing your finances instead of scrolling. Small, yes. But stacked month after month, year after year, they create massive change. Like compound interest in the bank. Each dollar today becomes wealth tomorrow. Each action today becomes a new identity tomorrow. Not someone who waits, but someone who creates momentum. And yes, you'll have bad days. Days of fatigue. Days you want to quit. Ordinary people stop. The Stoic keeps going, at least at the minimum. Not an hour workout. 10 minutes. Not 50 pages. 1 page. Not a full budget session. 15 minutes tracking spending. The goal isn't to do a lot. The goal is to never break the chain. Even on your worst day, you prove I am someone who continues. I don't stop. Gandhi once said, "Action expresses priorities." You can say health matters, but if you don't train, it's just words. You can say family matters, but if you don't give time, it's just a hollow promise. Want to know someone's true values? Don't listen to their words. Watch their actions, especially the small ones, repeated daily. Picture a train. At first, heavy, slow grinding. That's the moment before motivation. But once the wheels start turning, momentum builds, and soon, nothing can stop it. Your first action is like a spark, weak, fragile. But with each step, it grows into a fire no one can put out. So remember, success doesn't require constant motivation. Motivation comes after action. The Stoics chose action before emotion. Small, steady steps create massive compounding. The minimum keeps you moving even on the hardest day. Action reveals your true priorities. So don't wait. Don't make excuses. Don't delay. Choose one action right now. Stand up. Write one line. Train for 10 minutes. Make that call and declare it. Comment below or say it out loud. I create momentum. I don't wait for motivation. Say it so you hear it, so others see it, because that's the first step. And if you want to keep walking this path with me, the Stoic path, the path of discipline, the path of living awake, hit subscribe. This isn't just another motivational channel. This is where you act. Motivation won't knock on your door, but your actions today will open the door to a different future. Don't wait, don't bargain, take action now. But even after you've built momentum, there's a deeper power you must train. The power to stay calm in chaos, like a rock standing firm against crashing waves. Principle 4. Nurture. Stillness in the midst of chaos. Have you ever felt like you're living inside a storm? Social media screaming, emails, texts, deadlines piling up, breaking news every hour. In all that noise, can you find stillness for yourself? Or do you get swept away adrift, directionless? If you feel exhausted by the noise, here's a secret. Real strength isn't in shouting louder. It's in silence. It's in the ability to stand firm while the world shakes. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Be like the rock against which waves crash. It stands unmoved, and the raging sea falls still at its feet." Picture it. The whole ocean raging, yet the rock does not move. That is inner stillness. Not running away. Not apathy. But the ultimate strength to not be carried off by emotions or chaos around you. Do you want to be that rock? We live in an age of noise overload. Phones buzzing, Slack notifications, Zoom after Zoom, a 24/7 news cycle, social media turning tiny sparks into firestorms. Do you see it? People are losing the ability to be alone with themselves. They fear silence. They fear the empty space. So they stuff their minds with sound, images, information until they burn out. But it's in silence that wisdom grows. It's in quiet that clarity is forged. The human brain is addicted to dopamine. Every notification, every video, every scroll, another hit. When it stops, when silence comes, the brain panics. But if you always run back to noise, you never face yourself. You never ask, what do I really want? What am I truly living for? And so you live by the rhythm of the world, not by the rhythm of your own soul. The Stoics gave us 3 tools to cultivate stillness. 1, calm breathing meditation. Not an hour of yoga, just 5 minutes. Eyes closed, breathe deep, breathe slow. Every breath an anchor to keep you from drifting. 2. Journaling. Marcus Aurelius didn't write meditations for the world. He wrote it for himself, to clear his mind, to sort emotions, to see what really mattered. You can too. 1 page a day, not perfect, just honest. 3. Cut the noise. You don't need every headline. You don't need every debate. Every minute lost on social media is a minute stolen from your stillness. Set limits. Be selective. Protect your mind like your home. Not everyone gets to walk inside. Society teaches us to measure success by noise. How many followers? How many claps? How many times our name gets mentioned? The Stoics measured differently. They asked, did I stay calm when everything spun out of control? Did I make wise choices in crisis? Did I live by my values, even when others opposed me? That is the measure of strength. And it's a skill you can train today. Picture yourself driving through a storm, wind howling, rain pounding, vision blurred. Without wipers, you'd panic. Inner stillness is your wiper. It doesn't stop the storm, but it lets you see the road. And when you see clearly, you can drive steady, bringing yourself, your family, your team to safety. Think back to the last time you made a decision in anger. Was it wise, or did you pay for it later? When you lose calm, you hand power to emotion. When you keep stillness, you take back control. A Stoic entrepreneur won't chase hype in the market. A Stoic parent won't scream when a child fails. A Stoic leader won't shake under public pressure. They decide from steadiness, and that steadiness is what separates the ordinary from the one who leads. In a chaotic world, you have 2 choices: get swept away by the storm, or become the rock that stands firm. Marcus Aurelius showed us, inner stillness isn't just peace, it's power. The power to live awake, to choose wisely, to master yourself. So start today. Take 5 minutes of silence. Write 1 page before bed. Cut your social media time in half this week. And declare it. Write it in the comments or say it out loud. I nurture stillness in the midst of chaos. Declare it. So you hear it. So the world knows it. And if you want to keep walking this path with me, the Stoic path, the path of discipline, clarity, and inner strength, hit subscribe. Because chaos will always exist, but the power to stand firm has always been in your hands. And once you've learned to master yourself over laziness, boredom, fleeting motivation, and chaos, it's time to move into the next stage, building a life of intention. And it begins with absolute clarity. Principle 5. Build absolute clarity. Have you ever woken up, looked in the mirror, and asked, what am I really living for? Days turn into weeks, weeks into months. And in the blur of busyness, work, news, scrolling deep down, you feel it. You're not steering your life. You're just reacting. 2,000 years ago, Seneca warned, if you don't know the port you're sailing to, no wind is favorable. So the question is this: are you drifting without direction, or are you steering toward the destination you chose? Today, people don't lack information. They lack clarity. You can do 100 things, but do they take you anywhere? You can run fast. But if you're running the wrong way, you only move further from your true goal. Ambiguity is the silent killer of potential. It leaves you waking up with no reason to feel alive, saying yes to everything and achieving nothing that matters, wasting time on the small while neglecting the big. Do you see it? Without clarity, you live by someone else's schedule. You let the world decide for you. Picture this. You're at sea, The wind is strong, the sails are full, your ship is racing ahead, but you have no compass. Where will you end up drifting? Exhausted, eventually gone. That's life without clarity. But with absolute clarity, every decision gets simpler. Opportunity shows up. You know if it's yours or not. Challenge strikes. You know which values to hold firm. Gossip, pressure, outside noise, they can't pull you off course. Clarity is focus turned into energy. It transforms. I want many things into, I am building a life that matters. So how do you build absolute clarity? 3 steps. Step 1. Write a personal declaration. Sit down, pen to paper. Ask yourself, what are my core values? What is my vision for the next 5, 10, 20 years? What principles will I never compromise? This becomes the constitution of your life. Once it's written, you have a foundation strong enough to withstand any storm. Step 2. Protect your clarity. Clarity must be defended. Social media ads, news, they're designed to tear your focus apart. If you're not vigilant, you'll play their game. You'll buy what you don't need. Believe what doesn't matter. Lose your compass. So build your guardrails. Limit the news. Turn off notifications. Be selective about what enters your mind. Step 3. Measure progress by steadiness. Society measures success with noise. How many views? How many followers? The Stoics measured differently. They asked, did I live true to my declaration today? That's clarity. That's freedom. Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. And to master yourself, you must have clarity. You cannot call yourself free if every day your mind is pulled by social media. You cannot call yourself free if your mood is dictated by someone else's emotions. You cannot call yourself free if your major life choices are based on confusion. Absolute clarity is the door to freedom. When you know who you are, what you want, and what you're willing to sacrifice, no one can control you. Imagine your mind as a kitchen. If it's messy, dirty pans, clutter everywhere, you can't cook a good meal. But if it's clean, organized, clear, you can focus entirely on creating something beautiful. Your life is the same. A cluttered mind produces poor results. A clear mind creates a life worth living. So don't let another day slip by in fog. Seneca already told us, if you don't know your port, no wind is favorable. Your life is too precious to waste on directions that don't matter. So start today. Write your personal declaration. Protect your clarity from the noise. Measure your progress by living true to yourself. And declare it with me. Write it in the comments. Or say it out loud, I build absolute clarity for my life. Say it. Write it. Because the moment you declare it, you start to make it real. And if you want to continue this journey with me, the Stoic path, the path of awareness, discipline, and freedom, hit subscribe. This isn't just a YouTube channel. It's a community of people who choose clarity over confusion. The world will always be loud. But you can choose wisdom. And when you choose clarity, you choose freedom. And once you've found clarity for your path, the next challenge begins. Stop consuming to escape and start learning with intention so you can truly grow. Principle 6. Stop consuming to escape. Learn to grow. Have you ever asked yourself, why can I sit for hours scrolling my phone, watching video after video, and still feel empty at the end? You think you're entertaining yourself. But the truth, when the screen goes dark, the worry, the sadness, the procrastination, they're all still there. Seneca warned us long ago, We suffer more in imagination than in reality. And maybe you've realized you're using endless consumption as a way to avoid your own life. The modern world puts everything in your hand: news, videos, games, social media, one click away. But what's the cost? Shattered focus, time drained dry, potential buried alive. You tell yourself you're relaxing, but in reality, you're sedating yourself. You're not scrolling to learn. You're scrolling to avoid. Avoid unfinished work. Avoid abandoned goals. Avoid the tough conversation you know you need to have. Now look at the numbers. Just 2 hours a day lost to mindless scrolling. That's over 700 hours a year. 718 full work weeks. Gone. Now imagine if you shifted even half of that, just 350 hours, into intentional learning. You'd finish dozens of books. You'd master a new skill. You'd be miles ahead of the people who complain, "I don't have time." So, the real question is, where do you want to be a year from now? Someone who's scrolled through thousands of empty clips, or someone who's stronger, sharper, more capable, more confident? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You become what you give your attention to." If you give your attention to drama, you become consumed by drama. If you give it to wisdom, you become wise. If you give it to skill, you become capable. So ask yourself right now, what are you becoming today? Consumption itself isn't bad, but the purpose of your consumption defines who you are. Consumption to escape responsibility equals sign avoidance. Consumption to expand understanding equals sign growth. The Stoics never wasted attention. They guarded it, because every second of attention is a brick you lay into the structure of yourself. And you can start small. Instead of 30 minutes of meaningless scrolling, listen to one powerful podcast. Instead of binging another season of an old show, read 20 pages of a good book. And most importantly, apply it. Read about health, go work out, learn about money, make a budget, study communication practice in your next conversation. Because knowledge without action is just another form of consumption wearing a clever disguise. Picture two people holding the same blueprint of a house. The first reads it every day, studies every detail, but never lays a single brick. The second reads just enough and then starts building. 10 years later, the first has a pile of blueprints, but no house. The second, a real structure standing strong. Which one do you want to be, the collector of knowledge or the builder of a real life? Here's how you break free. Step 1. Track a week. Write down how many hours you give to your phone, TV, and social feeds. Look the number in the face. Don't lie. Step 2. Replace 30 minutes. Choose 30 minutes a day. Swap the scroll for intentional learning. Learn something that makes you stronger, smarter, more valuable. Step 3. Apply it immediately. Every lesson, take action. Even small, but act. Because action turns knowledge into ability. It turns you from a consumer into a creator. So remember, this mindless consumption is just self-sedation. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination. Don't add to your suffering with empty scrolling." 2 hours a day equals 700 hours a year. Half of that could transform your life. Marcus Aurelius said, "You become what you give your attention to." So choose carefully where you place it. You have 2 roads. Keep scrolling until your life gets scrolled away, or start learning, applying, and building a life worth living. And I want you to declare it right now. Write it in the comments. Or say it out loud, I consume to grow, not to escape. Say it. Write it. Let yourself hear it. Let the world see it. And if you want to continue this journey with me, the Stoic path, the path of discipline, awareness, and building, hit subscribe. This isn't just a YouTube channel. It's a reminder your life can't be bought through endless consumption. It can only be built through action. The world will keep throwing distractions at you, but you have the power to choose. Will you consume to numb yourself, or will you consume to evolve? But even if you're learning and growing, you won't get far if your environment is filled with dreamers. That's why you must surround yourself with builders. Principle 7. Stay with builders, not dreamers. Have you ever wondered why you work so hard but still feel stuck? Maybe the problem isn't you. Maybe it's the people you spend your time with. Think about it. Who are the 5 people closest to you? Are they builders, people of action, discipline, and high standards? Or are they dreamers, all talk, little action, dragging you down to average? You are like a sponge. You soak up the energy, the habits, the mindset of those around you. And here's the brutal truth. There is no neutral ground. Your environment is either lifting you up or pulling you down. Epictetus warned, avoid negative people, for they will drag you down to their level. So I'll ask you, who's influencing you the most right now? In life, you'll meet 2 kinds of people. The dreamers. They talk about plans. They complain about problems. They debate about change, but never start. Around them, you'll learn to delay. You'll start believing that tomorrow is a reasonable plan. And then the builders. They act consistently. They speak less, but do more. They don't wait for motivation. They create momentum with discipline. Around them, you feel pressure to raise your standards. You feel embarrassed to keep procrastinating. You feel the push to move forward. So which group are you spending more time with? Imagine this. You want to get healthy, but every night you sit with people ordering pizza and soda. You want to save money, but your circle spends recklessly swiping cards chasing luxury. You want to grow, but you spend hours with people who gossip and complain. Do you really think you'll stay disciplined? No. You'll sink to their standard. Now flip it. Imagine sitting in a room full of disciplined people. People reading every morning. People working out rain or shine. Writers, creators, builders. Could you sit still and not change? Impossible. You'd be forced to rise. So here's the practice. Step 1. Reduce draining relationships. You don't need drama. You don't need to cut people off with fireworks. Just text less, meet less, quietly pull your energy back. Step 2. Seek builder environments. Join a gym, take a class, join a book club. You don't need hundreds of people, just a few true builders. They'll shift your entire pace of life. Step 3. Accept temporary loneliness. Yes, leaving your old circle may feel isolating, but remember, temporary loneliness is better than permanent mediocrity. And soon, you'll attract people with the same energy, the same discipline, the same hunger. Think of yourself as a burning coal. Drop it in cold ashes, it will fade out. Place it in a roaring fire, it burns even brighter. Your environment is the fire. The people around you are the coals. Do you want to burn out or blaze? And here's one truth you must hold on to. You cannot seek out builders if you are still living like a dreamer. Builders recognize builders. They find each other. So start with yourself. Do what you say you'll do. Stay disciplined every day. Build instead of just talking. When you become a builder, you will naturally attract others like you. Remember this: your environment shapes you. There is no neutral. With dreamers, you'll sink. With builders, you'll rise. Epictetus warned us, stay away from the negative. Marcus Aurelius stood like a rock in the storm. And you can choose. So starting today, reduce the relationships that pull you down. Seek the environments that push you to build. And above all, become a builder yourself. And right now, I want you to declare it. Write it in the comments. Or say it out loud, I choose to stay with builders. Say it. Write it. Because a declaration turns into commitment. Commitment turns into action. And if you want to continue this journey, the Stoic journey, the path of discipline, the path of living awake, hit subscribe. This isn't just a channel, it's a community of builders. Your life is far too precious to waste in a mediocre environment. Choose wisely, stand with builders, and soon you'll be the inspiration for others. And even after you've chosen to stand with builders, the road will still throw obstacles in your way. That's when you must learn the next principle. Principle 8. Turn obstacles into opportunities. Are you facing an obstacle right now? A problem that keeps you awake at night? A struggle that makes you want to quit? A situation that makes you cry out, "Why me?" Marcus Aurelius, an emperor who carried an empire on his shoulders, wrote, "The obstacle is the way." You heard that right. The obstacle is not blocking your path. The obstacle is the path. We grow up believing a lie, that real life is smooth, a steady job, a happy family, strong health, no surprises, no setbacks. But be honest, has life ever truly looked like that? No one escapes struggle. And the paradox is, this struggle is what shapes you. The real question isn't, why is this happening? The real question is, how will I respond? The Stoics never believed hardship would vanish. They accepted that life is a chain of trials. But here's their secret. They saw obstacles as fuel, like fire. Throw wood into it, it burns brighter. Throw iron into it, it forges steel. Obstacles do the same. They are fuel. They are the gym. They are the teacher. If you know how to use them, they forge you into something stronger. Try this exercise. Write down the 3 biggest obstacles in your life right now. Debt, a broken relationship, a career failure, a health challenge. Write them down, look them in the eye, and then ask, what is this obstacle training in me? Debt. It's teaching you financial discipline, heartbreak, patience, discernment, the art of communication, career failure, resilience, creativity, the courage to start again, illness, gratitude, presence, the ability to savor every breath. Think of Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked if he felt defeated, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Think of Nelson Mandela, 27 years in prison. But he turned that prison into a school. He read, he wrote, he forged his will. And when he walked out, he united a nation. What's the common thread? They didn't let obstacles crush them. They let obstacles craft them. An obstacle is like a stone in the road. You have 2 choices. Sit down, complain, and stop. Or step on it, use it as a stair and climb higher. Same stone. One person falls, another person rises. The difference is never in the stone. The difference is in how you see it. So here's the Stoic practice. Change the name of your hardship. Don't call it disaster. Call it training. Don't call it unfair. Call it opportunity. Each day when a problem hits, ask, what is this training in me? If I overcome this, who will I become? When you build this habit, nothing can stop you. You transform life itself with its chaos, its losses, its shocks into a gym for your spirit, your mind, your strength. Marcus Aurelius was right. The obstacle is the way. You can see obstacles as your enemy, or you can see them as your teacher. You can complain and quit, or you can act, learn, and grow. And right now, I want you to declare it. Write it in the comments, or say it out loud. I turn obstacles into opportunities. Write it. Say it. Because declarations turn into beliefs. Beliefs turn into actions. And if you want to keep walking this path, the Stoic path, the path of discipline, the path where every obstacle becomes a step forward, hit subscribe. Life will always throw stones in your path, but you can turn every stone into a step. And when you do, nothing can stop your stride. And when you've mastered yourself, built clarity, kept learning, chosen the right people, and turned obstacles into opportunities, the journey moves into its final stage, rising above yourself, living with no regrets, acting as if failure does not exist. Principle 9. Act as if failure doesn't exist, because regret is worse. Have you ever stood in front of an opportunity and stepped back just because you were afraid to fail? You told yourself, what if I try and it doesn't work? But years later, what remained wasn't the memory of failing. It was the scar of regret. Failure is temporary. Regret is forever. So the question is, which pain will you choose? Every human suffers. No one escapes it. But you get to choose your pain. The pain of discipline, the pain of challenge, the pain of temporary failure, or the pain of regret, the pain that eats at you for a lifetime because you never took the step. Failure teaches. Regret teaches nothing. Failure can become fuel. Regret is only chains. The Stoics never saw failure as the end. They saw it as an essential part of the path. Seneca wrote, "Life is not short. We make it short by wasting it. And the greatest waste, letting opportunities die because you're afraid to fail." The Stoics acted as if there was no retreat. They burned the boats like warriors of old. No way back, only forward. Every stumble teaches something success never will. Failure teaches strategy. Failure teaches resilience. Failure teaches humility. Failure teaches creativity. Look back at your own victories. Didn't they all come through a string of failures and regret? Regret leaves only one question haunting you forever. What might have happened if I had just tried? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Failure is not the end. It's fuel. Like throwing wood on a fire. The flames rise higher. Failure is the wood. Your will is the flame. Without wood, the fire dies. Without failure, the will never burns bright. Picture two backpacks in front of you. One is called failure. It's heavy with stones. Carrying it is exhausting. But over time, your muscles grow stronger. Your will hardens. The other is called regret. At first, it feels light. But every year, another stone is added. And by the end of your life, it breaks your back. Which pack will you choose? I'm not asking you to leap blindly. I'm telling you to act with the mindset that failure is just a lesson. Regret is the only true failure. Write down the goal you've been avoiding because you're afraid to fail. A job, a relationship, a new skill. Then ask, what's the worst thing that happens if I fail? What's the worst thing that happens if I never try? You'll see the price of failure is small compared to the price of regret. Steve Jobs was fired from the very company he founded. He called it a bitter failure. But that failure gave birth to Pixar, and eventually brought him back to Apple, where he changed the world. Michael Jordan, the legend of basketball, said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I missed the game-winning shot. I've failed over and over and over again. And that is why I succeed." Do you see the pattern? They turned failure into fuel, never into an excuse to stop. Remember this: failure is temporary. Regret is forever. Life will hand you pain, but you get to choose the pain of discipline, the pain of challenge, the pain of temporary failure, or the pain of regret gnawing at you until the end. The Stoics already chose. They committed fully. They acted as if failure didn't exist, and they knew the only true failure is giving up. So right now, I want you to declare it. Write it in the comments, or say it out loud. I choose action, not regret. Say it. Write it. Because a declaration becomes a vow, and a vow becomes action. If you want to keep walking this path, the Stoic path, the path of discipline, the path of turning pain into power, hit subscribe. Time is slipping away. Seneca reminded us, life is not short. We make it short by wasting it. Don't waste another day on regret. Stand up, take action, and let failure become the fuel that drives your way forward. If failure is only a stepping stone, then the ultimate peak isn't just about becoming stronger. It's about giving back. It's about leaving a legacy that outlives you. Principle 10. Rise beyond yourself. Leave a legacy. If tomorrow you vanished, what would the world remember about you? A name people barely recall, a few fading memories, or a legacy that keeps living long after you're gone. Seneca warned us, life is not short. We make it short by wasting it. The question is, will you waste it, or will you leave your mark? The summit of discipline isn't just about strength. It isn't just about wealth. It's about transcending your small self, so you can give value to others. You train, you study, you practice discipline, not just for you. You do it to become the father, the mother, the friend, the mentor who can guide. That is the final victory. Pause and ask yourself honestly, if I were gone tomorrow, what would I leave behind? A half-finished job, a life spent only consuming, or a body of work, a skill, a teaching, an example that lifts others higher? The Stoics lived with the awareness of limits. They didn't panic at death. They used it as a reminder: live urgently, live intentionally. You don't have to be Einstein or Mandela or Steve Jobs. Legacy can be raising a child into strength, writing a book, passing on a skill, sowing kindness. One word at the right time can change a life. One act of kindness can echo for generations. You don't live alone. You are a link in a long chain, past and future. Those before you left knowledge, opportunities, a foundation. Now, it's your turn. So, what will you pass on a weak, rusted link that breaks, or a strong, shining one that carries the chain forward? Think about this. Every action you take today is a gift to the world tomorrow. How do you do it? 1. Build valuable skills. Skills no one can take from you, and when you share them, they multiply. 2. Invest in meaningful work and relationships. Don't live halfway. Don't settle for shallow connections. Create work and bonds that truly lift others up. 3. Act with community in mind. It doesn't have to be grand. Just leave the world a little better because you were here. Your life is like writing words. Some write on sand, the waves erase it instantly. Others carve into stone, the marks last for centuries. Which way are you writing? There are teachers, ordinary unknown, who ignite generations of students. There are parents who quietly sacrifice raising children into strength. There are people not famous, but who live with honesty, discipline, kindness, and pass on their legacy through how they lived. What's the common thread? They didn't live just for themselves. They rose above so they could give. Your life will end. No one escapes that. But the question is, when you leave, what will remain? Seneca warned us again, life is not short. We make it short by wasting it. Don't waste another day just existing. Live to leave your mark. And right now, I want you to declare it. Write it in the comments. Or say it out loud, I live to leave a legacy. Say it. Write it. Because words become commitments. Commitments become action. If you want to keep walking this path with me, the Stoic path, the disciplined path, the path of rising above yourself, hit subscribe. This is a community of people who don't just want to be stronger. They want to leave value for the world. Life will pass quickly, but the legacy you leave can live forever. So choose to live not just for yourself, choose to live as a gift. And now, after 10 principles, after laying brick by brick for your fortress, it's time to face the final challenge, to stand up and to truly live. Look me in the eye and answer honestly. Were you born just to drift by or to leave a mark? The hourglass is still running, and no one's going to flip it for you. If you've made it this far, you are not ordinary. You are awake to the urgency of time. So the question is, what will you do with that awakening? We don't beg life to be easier. We forge ourselves to be stronger. The hourglass does not negotiate. That's why we fuse 10 principles into 3 stages. One single forge, your life. Stage 1. Master yourself. The forge of discipline 1. Don't negotiate with laziness. Laziness is a thief. It steals trust from yourself. Every broken promise chips away at self-respect. Discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is honor. Say it. Do it. On time. 2. Master boredom. Greatness is born in the days that feel like nothing. One brick, then another. Cathedrals are built from thousands of nameless bricks. 3. Don't wait for motivation, create momentum. Action first. Feelings follow. 10 minutes of exercise, 30 minutes of study, 15 minutes of finances. Once the wheel rolls, momentum carries you. 4. Nurture stillness in chaos. Social media screams. Deadlines pound. News cycles explode. You are the rock in the storm. 5 minutes of silence. 1 page of journaling. Turn down the noise. Measure progress by steadiness, not noise. Bridge. When your inner world is solid, you can start designing your outer life instead of just reacting. Stage 2. Build with intention compass and lighthouse 5. Build absolute clarity. Without a compass, fair winds are useless. Write your personal declaration, values, vision, principles. Guard it against noise, ads, and comparison. 6. Stop consuming to escape, learn to grow. 2 wasted hours a day scrolling equal signs 700 hours a year. Shift half of that into intentional learning and apply it instantly. Read about health, train, learn finance, plan, study communication, practice today. 7. Walk with builders, not dreamers. There is no neutral ground. You are the average of the room you enter. Spend less time with anchors. Seek rooms that demand growth. Embrace temporary loneliness better than permanent mediocrity. 8. Turn obstacles into opportunities. The obstacle is the way. Write down your 3 biggest struggles. Ask, what are they training in me? Wood feeds the fire. Steel is forged in flame, not in comfort. Bridge, the compass is set. The fire is hot. Now it's time for breakthrough and to leave your mark. Stage 3. Rise and leave a legacy from identity to eternity. 9. Act as if failure doesn't exist because regret is worse. Failure is temporary. Regret is forever. Carry the heavy weight now or carry the heavier weight of regret for life. Only quitting is true failure. 10. Live beyond yourself, leave a legacy. You don't need medals. You don't need stages. Legacy is the child you raise with strength. The small shop you build on trust. The night shift of a nurse, the shoulder of a veteran, the example of a teacher. You are a link in humanity's chain. Let it be strong, bright, guiding. The psychology behind it. Why this works: repeated action, new evidence, new identity. You don't wait to become disciplined. You prove you are disciplined every day through your fingerprints of action. And still, the hourglass runs. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Your 3CAC30 exercise, do it right after this video, 30 words. Write your life declaration in 30 words or less. 30 minutes. Do one concrete action that reflects that declaration. 30 seconds. Comment below or say it out loud. I build my life with relentless discipline. Write it. Say it. Because declarations create commitment. Commitment creates action. And repeated action shapes identity. The right identity leaves a legacy. If you want to keep walking this path, discipline, clarity, legacy, hit subscribe. This is not a channel for fleeting inspiration. This is a forge for the fully awake. You are not ordinary. You are awake. And now it's time to lay the next brick. Today. Right now.